In this video, I'll show you how a plain piece of wood is transformed into a decorative item that really stands out for its beauty. Every step adds something special, so stay with me and see how it all comes together. For this project, I'll use a pine board measuring 1 meter and 40 centimeters in length by 25 centimeters in width. First, I'll secure this aluminum ruler to one side. It will serve as a guide and allow us to make a very straight cut on this side with the table saw. I'll leave the ruler slightly protruding, passing the board by about half a centimeter. I've set the distance from the saw guide to the blade to be 25 centimeters. Next, I'll cut it into two parts, each 12 centimeters wide. This time, I'll place the previously cut edge against the saw guide, so the other cuts will also be straight. For those of you who've seen other videos on the channel, you know there's always a creative idea coming your way. So go ahead and hit that like button now before you forget. It really helps me keep the channel going. And if it's your first time here, a big welcome. I hope you enjoy the content and feel like liking and subscribing so you won't miss the next projects. The boards will be cleaned and their thickness standardized using the thickness planer. I adjusted the miter saw to make a 30-degree angle cut vertically, and then I'll cut apart 90 centimeters long. Now I'll turn the piece and cut the other side so it will be in the same direction at both ends. Next, I'll cut 4 parts, each 14 centimeters long. The cutting angle will be opposite at both ends. It was cut like this here, and it will be cut like that there. To ensure that all parts are the same size, I'll use this limiter already set to 14 centimeters. I'll follow the same process to cut 4 parts, each 18 centimeters long. Two more pieces are cut, one measuring 11.3 centimeters from this point to this one, and the other measuring 15.3 centimeters. Important. In these two parts, the cutting angle was made in the same direction at both ends. Sanding will be done using 180 grit sandpaper. Alright, in the next step, I'll assemble the item, starting with this piece, which measures 90 centimeters. Masking tape goes on in this step. Then, 2 strips are added, each about 60 centimeters long. They'll be glued together like this, near the edges. Now I'll use these parts that measure 14 centimeters. They'll be glued together like this, aligned on the edges and snugly in the center. Next, I'll add the others as well. Finally, I'll add this one that was cut to 11.3 centimeters, with the cutting angle in the same direction at both ends. Wood glue goes between them. A brush is used to spread it evenly. Assembly starts from this end. Clamps are used to press everything together. Always clean off any excess glue to avoid problems during the finishing process. To reinforce the fixation, I'll place headless nails like this in each corner. Assembly on this side will be done the same way as on that one, but here the direction will be reversed. and I'll use parts measuring 18 centimeters. The final design will look something like this. Enjoying it so far? Take a moment to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you're just getting started with woodworking, or if you're looking for step-by-step ideas and projects, there are some helpful resources in the video description that might be just what you need. They're paid resources, but the investment is small and can really help you grow. Take a look. No pressure. I'll add this piece to the project. It measures just over 85 centimeters in length by 4.5 centimeters in width by 2 centimeters in thickness. One end will be cut at a 30-degree angle. I'll fit the end that was cut like this, well supported in this corner. With the help of the square, I'll draw a line to make the cut on the other side. Next, some marks are made and holes drilled to mount the item on the wall. I've already set it to 8 centimeters on the combination square and will mark it like this, on both ends. I'll change it to 2 centimeters and mark it in the opposite direction. At the marks, drilling is done using the hand drill and this 3.5 millimeter bit. The counterbore section measures 10 millimeters. This piece will also be glued. A bit of glue goes here and on one end. It'll be fitted like this, making sure the counterboard side is facing up. Sanding is done again, this time with 100 grit sandpaper to remove any remaining differences. In the next step, the corners on the top part are rounded over using the router with this 30 millimeter bit. To fill in some small gaps between some pieces, I'll use these two wood putties, one in ivory and the other in brown. Then, I mix them using 3 parts ivory to 1 part brown. The mixture resulted in this color. With the applied and dried putty, I'll do another sanding, this time manually using 220 grit sandpaper. For the final finish, I'll apply a coat of high-gloss polyurethane varnish mixed with a hardener. I'm using a spray gun for a smooth, even application. If you want to improve your finishes without investing in a full compressor setup, this kind of tool is definitely worth considering. I've picked some top-rated models and added them to my tools list. It's the first link in the description. Take a look. There's some great stuff in there. Well, folks, here is the finished project. It's a decorative shelf with hexagonal shapes, made from simple wood, but the result is striking, charming, and full of character. If you found this idea interesting, send it to someone who enjoys projects like this. Sharing helps great ideas go further. Your opinion matters a lot here. Let me know what you think in the comments. I read them all and reply whenever I can, but early comments always get a guaranteed response. Now take a look at some other amazing projects showing on the final screen. They're definitely worth checking out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.